Hey guys, hope you're doing fantastic. So, death cross and the golden cross. And right now we're saying a death cross in the weekly chart and a golden cross in the daily chart. And in this video, quite honestly, I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at what influencers are talking about in their YouTube videos. And they're talking about this being on the weekly chart being a death cross, and then on the daily chart we have a golden cross because in the weekly it's going under, and then daily basically we have this cross to the upside, which is supposedly bullish pattern. I decided to make this video, and just out of respect for realist content, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for brand new videos. Join my free Discord channel. All the info is there, and also my free Telegram channel, so you're always notified when the market is on the move. Guys, this gold cross, death cross, biggest lie, biggest rubbish out there. Let me explain exactly why and what am I personally expecting and what is going on with the price in general right now. We're going to discuss it at the end of the video. So here, let's quickly talk about the golden cross. So the golden cross is basically, everybody's screaming it's so bullish because when in the daily chart, we see the 50 moving average crossing over the 200 moving average. This is mega bullish, and usually we see crazy returns. So if we're gonna make it a bit bigger, then we can go into the history and take a look here. Okay, what was it, 2021? We had this last rally, the crossover, all-time high, then the death cross, whatever, and then we're going down and finally crossing over again, so supposed to be bullish. If we go into the history here, you will say, okay, there was the crossover, and a lot of people are saying that this situation right here represents our current situation. We had this bull run which took us to ridiculous $60,000, and also this one, for example, it was 2019, also big move. So from the previous bear market lows, the golden cross took us up. And then also, if we're gonna take a look, go into the history before, I'm gonna say, this is like going really into the history of 2015, the previous bear market, also this crossover took us to the next bull market, and etc. So every time theoretically, if you just, and then also here, a crossover, consolidation, huge explosion, this was 2012. So theoretically, if you're a bit dumb, and when you look at really tiny things, and like this, and try to make conclusions based on these kinds of coincidences without looking at what's actually standing behind certain price action and paying attention to it, then you will be one of those people watching those videos saying, oh, long the golden cross. I'm still sick, by the way, and I'm getting a bit better. So anyway, let me just put it into perspective as to what I'm thinking and what I'm personally saying. So for one, let's go back to here. What are we gonna see? That number one, not every golden cross actually resulted in an up move. So for example, here is a golden cross and we actually dumped, and then we also had at some point previously, also here was a golden cross, and then we actually dumped to actually new lows. So there are exceptions to this, and also here another golden cross. So even if we're gonna be honest and look at all these golden crosses in the daily chart of Bitcoin, we're gonna soon realize that they're not really that fucking accurate, are they? Number one. And number two, once we actually start using our damn brain to understand as to what actually was behind the price move at certain point, we'll start to understand that this really means literally nothing. So let's go back to the chart. And here, you're gonna soon understand that, for example, okay, we had this bottoming out of the price, we had a golden cross, okay, then we had this up move, and finally we had another golden cross here. So, but we still had a huge dump. So if we had a golden cross, why didn't the price pump? Oh well, because macro environment was more important. And who remembers what happened here in 2020? This was the start of the pandemic. So obviously, golden cross, the market doesn't care that there's two lines crossing over one another. And it's like, okay, we have a pandemic, and the market's like, nope, guys, the blue line is crossing the yellow line, we're just going up, guys, sorry. We don't care about the monetary policy, nothing. So, you get the point already, don't you? So, on here, also, then we had this crossover and then huge pump. And people are saying, well, yeah, but the same thing we're having now, this crossover and a pump. So let's remember what's behind this picture right here. What's actually behind this pump right here? We remember we had the pandemic, and then the government in US came out with a lot of stimulus. They printed so much money, and all of that money went exactly where? That's right, it went into the markets because everybody had extra money to put into the market, and this is where it went. So that's why we had this incredible pump, not because we had a damn cross. It's because we had a lot of money in the system. And guess what? So theoretically, we have also this crossover, but it's not supported by a bunch of money printing. So like the previous one. So what you have to look is not at the crossover itself, because it's just a technical indicator. What you want to look at is what's behind it. Monetary policy, fundamentals, geopolitics. And right now, as we are standing, the macro situation, the financial situation, at this crossover is actually much, much worse than it was right here. So, well, arguably, because pandemic, etc., I understand, but they were printing so much damn money and supporting the economy. So theoretically, you could argue that it was just a walk in the park in comparison to what we have right now, and at what kind of a shit show we're staring down at right now. So looking at the golden cross is just walking in the dark, saying that, okay, I think I see light at the end of the tunnel, is just so ridiculous. I mean, guys, I hope you don't believe all these things. I mean, even if it's gonna pump from here, it's not gonna pump because there is a blue line crossing over a yellow line. It's gonna pump because, Fed pivot, us not seeing a recession, Fed doing a good job, or whatever other stuff. Or for example, XRP winning the lawsuit against SEC, spot Bitcoin ETF, or some big player going in, or whatever other positive catalyst. It's not going to be because two lines crossing one another. So I hope you understand this. So, and if we're gonna go to a weekly chart, then in this instance, actually, what we should be paying attention to, if we are looking at all these bloody indicators, and you'll see that this is the whole history of Bitcoin, and we've never seen this death cross happening. So this on a weekly is actually a death cross, because it's actually, crossing from above. And right now, if we're going to be retesting this area, which we seemed like we tested it, and if we're going to move down, which is still very possible, this is going to be, probably would even mean more than the golden cross, because it never happened before, and it just shows how much momentum the price is losing because of the whole world's financial situation. So I wouldn't be surprised to actually see the move to the downside. And in this instance, if you're comparing death cross to the golden cross, I would give more weight to the death cross here, just because it never happened before, and it just shows the weakening in the price action's momentum, just price over the momentum of the price itself. And if we're going to go to a short-term time frame, let me just put on all the drawings, and we're going to take a look at exactly what is happening. And right now, unfortunately, guys, and by the way, if you want to see all of our trades, join my free Discord channel, link down in the description of this video. We go to a small, 1 hour time frame, and then we're gonna see exactly what is happening. So unfortunately, it seems like the price is trying to form a BART pattern, which is not a good thing for us. So we had this big up move, and then right now this is, disregard a bunch of drawings. They all make sense for myself because I did some active trading the other day. So we have this consolidation, and right now we're actually breaking down, unfortunately. And as of now, our last resort, which we got supported from, and all these levels, I showed you these before, at 22,300. If we lose this one right now, then all the way we're gonna actually open the door and open the pathway to potentially retest something like $21,000 or even something like $20,000 region, which is actually a technical wedge, just historic one, just this one that we had previously. So this is potentially we're heading into a small correction, because again, all the up moves cannot be infinite. So potentially we're currently seeing this kind of BART pattern just for another retest, and then we'll see what happens after that. So just technically, if you want to take a short trade, just wait for it to break the yellow level. Or again, if you want to take a false break from here, again, use proper risk and money management, or check out our trades in the Discord. And this could be something quite interesting, because we're certainly losing momentum here. But this is what is more important. This would also feed the narrative of what we've just seen in terms of the death cross. Oh, let me remove the drawings from here for sure. So this is the death cross here from the weekly that we've seen, that could potentially actually be more negative than positive. But in general, the golden cross means jack shit. Please, if you see somebody talking about it and giving it so much relevance, these people don't understand what fundamental analysis is, what macroeconomics mean, and how it affects performance of high-risk assets and just assets in general. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Peace and love. Thomas Krall. Check out this quick tutorial so that you know how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management in a smart way. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Krall. Stay smart, stay rich, stay healthy, and I'll see you next video. Bye.